Today we're going to sign up and get a Gmail account. This could be the first time we're getting a Gmail account, or this could be getting a second Gmail account. One of the best reasons for getting a Gmail account for the first time is to convert from, say, an older personal family type email account, like say for example back when Hotmail was cool. Maybe I got the account because my nickname is Catfish, so I got the name Catfish Hunter at hotmail.com. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one for family and friends maybe who know me, but it's certainly not a good one, at least I don't recommend it as a professional email account. I certainly don't recommend it as an account that you would want to send out to potential employers. So let's open up Chrome, click on Gmail, or you can also type in gmail.com. You've got choices for work, sign in, or create an account. Let's create an account. First thing it wants from you is a first name. I highly recommend that you type it properly. Capitalize the first letter. Let's say it's Cedric. Click over on last name, and let's see, my last name is Wall, W-A-L-L. Then it's giving me a suggestion of Cedric Wall 488 at gmail.com. Now that's not bad, but let me say that this is a professional type of email. I don't really want numbers in there, so I'm going to get rid of the numbers. And I'm going to also use my middle name. Now, you could try middle initial. You could try your full middle name. Let's say my middle name is Mayford, M-A. All right, looks like it accepted that. All right, so let's use a long password. And in terms of passwords, I recommend a phrase or a sentence, something that is easy for you to remember. Throw in the mix of a number and perhaps a special character like an exclamation point or an asterisk. Let's see if it's going to accept it. Click on next. Sometimes Google does not ask for a phone number, and sometimes it does. In this case, it wants to verify that I'm a human, and it wants to tie my email address to a phone number, and that's okay. This is let's say it's a professional email address, and I do want my telephone number attached to it. That way I can recover it if I forget the password. So I'm going to enter in my telephone number, and you do not have to put in the 1, you do not have to put in dashes, just pure numbers. Okay, I've entered in my telephone number. Click on next. And now it's going to send a text to my telephone number. All I do is type in the number and then click on verify. If I wanted to, I could also have it call me instead. And what it would do is it would read me a series of numbers that I could then type in as a verification code. Click on verify. At this point, I can actually delete my telephone number if I wish, but let's go ahead and leave it in there. At this point, I could also add a recovery email. If, for example, I wanted to put in my Catfish Hunter at hotmail.com, I could put that in there if I wish, but it's optional. Now it wants a birthday. Now, you do not have to enter in a real birthday, but it is something that you'll want to remember in case you do forget your password. This is actually mainly an advertising thing. What they're trying to do is they're trying to gather your gender and your age in order to market to you. You don't have to put in your real birthday. Your real birthday, of course, is easier for you to remember. I always put in January 1st, and then normally I put in my real birth year. In this case, let's use 1978. And gender, I'm going to pick male. And if you wish, you can click here to find out why they ask for this information. I now have my new email address, cedricmayfordwall@gmail.com. I've got my telephone number in there. I've got, if I wanted to, I could put in a recovery email address, like if I wanted to put in my old Hotmail email address. I've entered in a birthday. You can use your real one if you wish, or keep track of what you did right. And I've entered in a gender. And I would recommend at this point to write down on a piece of paper the entire email address, the telephone number that you use, today's date, and the birth date if it's different from the one that you normally use, and keep track of that. And it's up to you if you want to include the password. At some point I'll make another video and we'll talk about passwords. We click on next. Now at this point it's asking you if you want to use your telephone number and add it to Google services. I don't really recommend it at this point. You can also receive video calls. You can potentially receive messages from other people through your Gmail account and your telephone number. I don't recommend it at this point. Just click on that link, skip. And now it shows you your privacy and terms. Scroll down. You can read it if you wish, and then click on the I agree button. If you don't click on it, you don't get the account. So I click on I agree, and then it pops up into the account. It's showing you a little welcome banner. Let's click on next. And now it wants you to choose a view. This is a personal preference. I normally set it so that it's the most compact view. If you choose comfortable, it's a little bit extra spacing between the emails. So I click on compact and I click OK. It's something you can always change later. And now you receive your welcome email from Google. That's the first one in your inbox. Now since you'll be creating a professional account, you'll want to go through these processes potentially to change your profile image, to actually learn how to use Gmail, choose the theme. This is not essential. If you wish to use Gmail on your mobile phone, you can click here. If you have other email contacts that you wish to import into your Gmail account, you can do that here. What I want to do now is to come up here to the gear icon where it says settings. Click on this. Display density is the first thing that they asked you about. That was the compact or comfortable display density. But I'm going to click on configure inbox. What this is going to show you is you have the option of having multiple folders or mini inboxes within your account. Currently it's set up with a primary, social, promotions, an updates box, and a forums box. If you use a lot of forums, for example, let's uncheck it. And actually I'm going to get rid of all these. Promotions is advertising. It's where you'll be receiving anything that you, any receipts or notifications from Amazon. Today I'm recommending that we're just creating a professional email. So everything's going to go into the primary folder. Click on save. Now a couple little tweaks right now. I'm going to click on this little box right here. In other words, I'm going to select this first email and watch what happens. Watch what happens up here just above it. Click. Alright, so you've got these icons. Now, perhaps you're good with icons and you know what they most likely people realize this is a trash can, so that's delete. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, it's report spam. It's just an exclamation point. This is a plus, not sure what that means. That's an envelope, not really sure what that means. And yes, as you are seeing, as I'm hovering over it, it shows you what those icons mean. But let's go into the gear icon, click on settings, and then let's go to settings. What I'm going to do is scroll down just a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is to change the maximum page size from 50 conversations per page to 100. The cancellation period for undoing sending from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. That's if, for example, you wanted to send somebody an email, and then just after you send it, you realize, oh, I forgot something. You can unsend it. This gives you 30 seconds in which to do that. Scroll down a little bit more. And come down here to where it says button labels. Currently it's set to icons. I usually choose text. Scroll down. For right now we can finish up. Click on Save Changes. Let's go back to the inbox. Now, when I select an email, now it's actually English, actually words up here. That's up to you. That's something I recommend. In the future, we're going to be going up here to the Google Apps and taking a look at all these different things that you have. So today we got a good start on getting you a professional email account to use to keep separate from your normal family and friends type account. Let's go ahead and minimize Chrome. So these tips and more are some of the things that I teach at the Octavia Field Branch Library as part of my program for adult computer education. Thank you.